Thank you for joining me reading Granddaddy's Bible. It's planting season here on the farm, so we've been doing a lot of work, and I've been a little behind. We're going to start catching up. We're supposed to be in Judges somewhere in about chapter 17, but we're still in Josue chapter 15, the borders of the lot of Judah, Caleb's portion, and conquest, cities of Judah. Now the lot of the children of Judah by their kindreds was this: from the frontier of Edom to the desert of Sin southward, and to the uttermost part of the south coast. Its beginning was from the top of the most salt sea, and from the bay thereof that looketh to the south. And it goeth out towards the ascent of the scorpion, and passeth on to Sinna, and as sendeth to Kadesbarn, and reacheth into Erson, going up to Adar, and compassing Saraya, and from thence passing along into Asimona, and reaching the torrent of Egypt, and the bounds thereof shall be the great sea. This shall be the limit of the south coast. But on the seaside, on the east side, the beginning shall be the most salt sea, even to the end of the Jordan, and towards the north, from the bay of the sea unto the same river Jordan. And the border goeth up into Beth Hagla, and passeth by the north, into Beth Araba, going up to the stone of Boan, the son of Reuben, and reaching as far as the borders of Debarah, from the valley of Achor, and so northward, looking towards Galgal, which is opposite on the south side of the torrent. And the border passeth the waters that are called the fountain of the sun, and the goings out thereof shall be at the fountain Rogel. And it goeth up by the valley of the son of Ennom, on the side of the Jebusite, toward the south. The same is Jerusalem, and thence ascending to the top of the mountain, which is over against Genom, to the west in the end of the valley of Raphaim northward. And it passeth on from the top of the mountain to the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and reacheth to the towns of Mount Ephraim, and it bendeth towards Bala, which is Kiriatharium, that is to say, the city of the woods. And it compasseth from Bala westward unto Mount Seir, and passeth by the side of the mountain, Mount Jarim, to the north into Cheslon, and goeth down into Bethsames, and passeth into Thamnah. And it reacheth northward to a part of Acharon at the side, and bendeth to Sekronah, and passeth Mount Bala, and cometh into Jebneel, and is bound westward with the great sea. These are the borders round about of the children of Judah in their kindreds. But to Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a portion in the midst of the children of Judah, as the Lord had commanded him. Kiriath Arbi, the father of Enak, which is Hebron. And Caleb destroyed out of it the three sons of Enak, Sesai, and Iman, and Tholmai, of the race of Enak. And going up from thence, he came to the inhabitants of Debir, which before was called Kiriath Sepher, that is to say, the city of letters. And Caleb said, He shall smite Kiriath Sepher, and take it. I will give him Achsah, my daughter, to wife. And Athoniel, the son of Senez, the younger brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Achsah, his daughter, to wife. And as they are going together, she was moved by her husband to ask a field of her father. And as she sighed, as she sat on her ass, and Caleb said to her, what aileth thee? But she answered, Give me a blessing. Thou hast given me a southern and dry land. Give me also a land that is watered. And Caleb gave her the upper and the nether watery ground. This is the possession of the tribe of the children of Judah by their kindreds, and the cities from the uttermost parts of the children of Judah by the borders of Edom to the south were Kabseel, and Eder, and Jagur, and Sina, and Dimona, and Adada, and Kadesh, and Asor, and Jethnam, Ziph, and Tilem, and Baloth, New Asor, and Kerioth, Herson, which is Asor, Amam, Sama, and Molada, and Asargada, and Hasemon, and Bethphilet, and Hassursul, and Bersabi, and Baziothia, and Baziothia, and Bala, and Jim, and Ism, and Etholad, and Sissel, and Harma, and Sislig, and Medamina, and Sinsimina, and Sinsina, Lebauth, and Selim, and En, and Remen, and all the cities 29, and their villages. But in the plains, Estaol, and Saraya, and Asana, and Zanoe, and En Ganim, and Taphuah, and Enaim, and Jermoth, and Adullam, Socho, and Azekah, and Sarim, and Adithaim, and Jederah, and Jederothaim, 14 cities and their villages, Son, and Hadassah, and Magdalad, Gilim, and Mesepha, and Jethiel, Lachish, and Baskath, and Eglon, Shebon, and Lehiman, and Sethith, and Gederoth, and Begdagon, and Nama, and Masada, 16 cities and their villages, Labna, and Ether, and Asan, and Jephthah, and Esna, and Nisib, and Celia, and Sela, and Ashizib, and Maresa, and 9 cities and their villages, Aaron with the towns of villages thereof, from Acharon even to the sea, all places that lie towards Azotus, and the villages thereof, Azotus with its towns and villages, Gaza with its towns and villages, even to the torrent of Egypt, and the great sea that is the border thereof. And in the mountain Samir, and Jether, and Succoth, and Dana, and Kar Iathasena, this is Dabir, Anab, and Istimo, and Anim, and Goshen, and Olon, and Gilo, 11 cities and their villages, Arab, and Ruma, and Esan, and Janum, and Bethapua, and Africa, Athmatha, and Kariath Arbi. This is Hebron and Seor, 9 cities and their villages, Maon, and Carmel, and Ziph, and Jota, Jezreel, and Jukodam, and Zanoe, Akain, Gabna, and Damna, 10 cities and their villages, Halhul, and Besur, and Gedor, Merith, and Bethanoth, and Eltekon, and 6 cities and their villages. Kiriathabal, the same is Kiriatharim, the city of woods, and Areba, 2 cities and their villages. In the desert, Beth-Araba, Medin, and Zakacha, and Nesban, and the city of Salt, and Engadi, 6 cities and their villages. But the children of Judah could not destroy the Jebusite that dwell in Jerusalem. And the children of Judah in Jerusalem, and the Jebusite dwelt with the children of Judah in Jerusalem until this present day. I'm going to stop there this morning because I've got to go check for frost. I'm going to have to use the other phone. Actually, I'll read this next chapter. It's rather short. And then I'm going to use the phone to read this chapter that seems to have a missing page. Chapter 16. The lot of the sons of Joseph, the borders of the tribe of Ephraim. And the lot of the sons of Joseph fell from the Jordan over against Jericho, and the waters thereof on the east, the wilderness which goeth up from Jericho to the mountain of Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luzah, and past the border of Archi to Ataroth, and goeth down westward by the border of Japhleti, unto the borders of Beth-horon, the Nether, and to Gaza, and the countries of it are ended by the great sea. And Manasseh and Ephraim, the children of Joseph, possessed it. And the border of the children of Ephraim was according to their kindreds, and their possession towards the east was Ataroth Adar, unto Beth-horon at the upper, and the confines go out unto the sea. But Machmethiath looked to the north, and it goeth round the borders eastward into Thanath-selo, and passeth along the east side to Jano, and it goeth down from Jano to Ataroth and Naratha, and it cometh to Jericho, and goeth out to the Jordan. From Tapua it passeth on towards the sea into the valley of reeds, and the goings out thereof are the most salt sea. This is the possession of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families, and their cities, and there were cities with their villages separated for the children of Ephraim, in the midst of the possession of the children of Manasseh. And the children of Ephraim slew not the Canaanite who dwelt in Gaza, and the Canaanite dwelt in the midst of Ephraim until this day, paying tribute. So I'm going to stop there for this morning. I'll charge the other phone, which I have to read this chapter from because most of it's missing, and then we'll start up reading extra chapters tomorrow. Thank you for joining me reading Granddaddy's Bible. Have a blessed day, and happy Easter.